Scott Stevenson here, looking at some changes to the Warbirds game based upon the new advanced flight models and increased elevator sensitivity. And basically, it's control sensitivity across the board has been increased. Control effectiveness, so you have more control of the aircraft than you did before. And this has been resulting in guys breaking wings off at high speed before they get any warning whatsoever. Very realistic, unfortunately, but there's no feedback in the aircraft. You would be fighting control forces. You would know that you have a lot of control forces to fight against, and therefore it's very hard to peg the stick full back and do what we do in the game. So what we've done is we've taken the overspeed, overstress sound, the creaking noise, and we moved it down lower, so you get an earlier indication that, hey, you're overstressing the aircraft, so you're above allowable G load, but you're not at max stress. So that's a change in thought process. Hey, creaking, bad, probably need to come off the G's before I break something. The other thing that we did, and in conjunction with this, is the blackout code. The blackout code didn't change. It has a delay in its onset rate based upon human physiology, which is actually correct. That's a good thing. So what happens is you have a reservoir of oxygen, blood in your brain. You pull 9Gs, that starts draining out. Everything's still functioning. You're still awake. Eyes are most sensitive, so you start blacking and graying out. You get the tunnel vision effect, and then eventually lack of oxygen results to total loss of consciousness, aka G-lock. So that's in the code for the delay, but what that means is I can spike the G's before I hit blackout, and I can break the airplane with no warning. High speed, increased elevator effectiveness, bad combination, and so we're trying to give some warning to what exactly we're doing. We also added in a feedback for pulling G's, a little bit of a buffet and a rumbling noise for the airflow turbulence coming off the wings, and that starts at 4 G's. And I'll do a quick demo here, and you can see what you think. Flying a Spit 9, basically there's the 4G pull here. You can see it's a little bit of a rumble. And a little bit of a aircraft turbulence. We're working on this. We're not quite happy with how the aircraft jitters, but this is our first hack at it. Dogger has spent all weekend looking at code and coming up with these changes, and I've been test flying and providing feedback to him. So here is a pull where you're going to hit the early creak. You can see that started around 7, which isn't aircraft limits, but is basically an over G for all intents and purposes. Since we have a new airplane every time we fly, we can't simulate fatigue, nor do we want to simulate fatigue in the aircraft. So, but we do want to give you a warning, and this is what we're working on. So here it's going to get fast, and I'm going to peg a high amount of G. I think you can see 14 in the top left corner before I blacked out. I should stay black here for a while. Okay, I will do that again. So you got the creak, you got the rumble. It lets you know that you're into the G, and hopefully you can stop yourself from breaking the aircraft. I'm going to intentionally try to break the airplane right now. Got a boost 2, get fast. It still can be done. There's 350, straight back pull. And you can see you had some noise, but it took a bit to get there. Is it fast enough? Probably not. You just got to be aware that high speed and full aft stick is not a good combination, nor is it in the real world. So again, pulling. The 11G pull, it wasn't to the stops though. It's hard for me to do that. So this will be to the stops at 320. Think I broke something, but I'm black. Yep, pulled away in an excess of 14 Gs.